You know, one thing I'm really glad about is that people still are making books.
Yeah.
You know,
books are great.
Yeah, which are great. Now, do you think we've slowed down in the amount of books being created?
So here's what's happened is the podcast method and the book method are starting to conflate. If you listen to David Goggins' books, in between chapters, he does a podcast episode in between each chapter now. And so what's happened is you need, for me, I'm the entertainment podcast I've sort of slowed down on, and I'm going straight after books that help build my business because I have a responsibility. I have 17 guys that work for me. And I need to be as informed as I can on these different subjects. So, for instance, I will tell you, paying taxes is not my strong suit. It's something I'm getting a crash course in this year because I've had to pay so much in taxes. That was one of the things where I need to learn more. So I'm going to read a book on that, and then building sales funnels. God, man, all you guys are listening to this, man. I don't take people seriously who have not read the $100 million offer. I don't take people seriously who don't read Traffic Secrets. If you are telling me that you run a SaaS business or you're a digital nomad and you have not read those books, I don't take you seriously. There is so much incredible information in audiobooks that cost $12.
I can't, it's too much.
It's so many great books. And that's why I have this book list. It's like, where do I start, Michael? I just have a 30-book book list, go through the book list. And there's so much incredible information that's out there for free. And all you have to do, there's so many ways to make money right now. It's crazy. That's why whenever I hear the inflation talk and the doom and, oh my God, the candidates are pro-LBGT, I don't give a shit, bro. I'm rich. I'm going to make some money. I don't give a fuck about any of this.
So do you only listen to people? So obviously, do you only listen to people who's like, that's all I do? Like, all I do is crypto, or all I do is this, all I do is that.
I would switch it up. I definitely would switch it up. But even if you're selling a crypto course, what you need to be looking at is, how do I hire a sales team? How do I build a sales funnel? How do I do organic? How do I do affiliate? How do I do paid? And how do I get on other people's podcasts? Right. I would look at all those things because you already have the crypto information. Does that make sense?
No, what I meant in terms of who you're listening to, in terms of who you're taking seriously. Because obviously, when you're saying like these influencers, like this guy made us money off of solar, and he's telling you about recessions coming. Like, who do you listen to in terms of
that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
I would look for proof in the pudding, right? Okay. So one of the things I love with Alex Hormozi is that Alex Hormozi is telling you how he made money.
Yeah.
One of the things he says is, this is not every way to make money, but this is exactly what I did to make money. Right. And I believe him because I can see the valuation of his company, and this dude made a lot of money, right? Listen, those units he lives over at Waldorf Astoria. Those units are not cheap, bro. You know what I'm saying? How
much are we talking on those units?
I don't know. They're really expensive, like several $1 million to buy one, right? But that's the thing. Like when you see that, concept, for me, I would listen to him. When Robert Kiyosaki tells me about what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if he pulled it off. Then I'm going to listen to his advice, and then I'm going to see if his advice matches up the real world. And Kiyosaki, it does. It does match up with the real world. When he talks about assets versus liabilities and using debt in order to make money, that's not incorrect.
That's right.
He is correct about that, right? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If he starts giving me advice on what we should do with Ukraine, I don't know, Robert. I'm going to listen, but I don't know if that's necessarily what I'm going to, what I'm going to agree with.
So I have to ask this. So sometimes when you meet really important people, do you sometimes? I mean, it's sort of like the halo effect, or it's sort of like being surrounded by a bunch of hot chicks. You just listen to more because they're more interesting. Like, because there is a certain level of obviously you have a huge amount of experience in this.
I look for testimonials.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for testimonials. Like, for instance, if I want a book on Social Circle, I'm going to listen to what Bilzerian did. Because I've been there. I've seen it. Guys, it's more real than you think with Bilzerian. It's even crazier than you think. Like, he doesn't pay them, and they fight each other to fuck him. That is real. I swear. He lives right next to this fucking building. I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen women go into his house and say, there is no way I'm going to fuck Bilzerian. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then they fuck him. Like, I've seen it happen. So if Dan's watching this, he'll tell you it's the truth. I've seen it with my own eyes. And so for when I see that for real, I'm like, okay, since I know this is true, then he writes the book. And I'm like, does the book match up with my objective reality? And it does 1-to-1, except I don't have $400 million and 32 million people follow me on IG, but I can still, in a micro way, follow what he was doing. So when it comes to Social Circle, I'm going to listen to Bilzerian. When it comes to real estate, I'm going to listen to my friends who are selling real estate. I might listen to Kiyosaki. I have some friends of mine who do credit repair. I'm going to listen to my credit repair. Got my first Chase Sapphire card today, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do my credit repair.
I might need that for a second. Like, I'm trying to max out my fucking credit right now.
Yeah. So stuff like that. So I'm gonna look for people who've done it before and can show me some level of expertise. I'm still checking checking though. I'm not going to be stupid about it. Right. I'm still going to check. But like when it comes to social circle game, I'm sorry, it's going to sound arrogant. I'm the best coach that's ever lived when it comes to social circle. In fact, to the point where no one else has ever really taught social circle before me. And so if somebody wants to learn that kind of game, I'm the only show in town. Like really, because there's pickup artists who like do a side course on social circle, but they don't know what they're doing. And then they look at my social media and they're like, oh no, this is what we really want.
Right.
I teach, like, again, Bilzerian doesn't teach a course on social circle game. If he did, the course he would teach is the course I teach. Same thing with Dan Fleischman, same thing with Ty Lopez, same thing with Hugh Hefner. Like the things that they did that they never taught, I teach in my course but from a scientific perspective. And that's the reason why my course does so well. That's the reason why we quadruple every year. Right. And so when you understand these concepts, then it gets really easy. So you look for testimonials. So since I have 100 testimonials on my website, you should probably say, okay, this might work. Yeah. And then I give you a free course, and you do the free course, and you're like, holy shit, these girls are like hitting me up. Okay, then maybe this works. Then I would go forward with it. But that's the thing. A lot of people don't want to. Dude, I was watching this thing the other day. So cupping, the thing they do to athletes. Yeah. There's no science behind it. I've looked up tons of research that it doesn't seem to do anything. And I was watching yesterday that show Quarterback on Netflix, and I'm watching Patrick Mahomes, who's got a contract for $500 million, and he's getting cupped. And I'm like, I don't understand. How the fuck is this possible? Do you know that chiropractors, I love it. I know some of you guys are my friends. I'm not trying to denigrate you. And some of you actually do some cool stuff. But chiropractic in general, there's no science behind it. Reiki healing, there's no science behind it. There is no science behind it. But these people do it. And I'm like, some of the smartest people in the world are still trying this stuff. And I'm watching Kirk Cousins getting a chiropractor. And I'm like, no, bro, what you need is a physiotherapist, not a chiropractor.
Right.
But they're still doing it. And it's just one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen, where it's like people don't look. If you spent 10 minutes looking up the documentation on some of these things, is there any science behind it? You'd be like, okay, this makes sense, or okay, this doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry, I don't do research. No,
yeah, of course. Most people don't do research.
No. I just follow whatever the important people are doing.
Yeah, but you even know. You can tell a guy, hey, just so you know, don't put your whole life savings into crypto right now because it could go up or it could go down. You'll say that to them. They don't hear it. Then they put their whole life savings in crypto. Then they lose their money and they blame you. Why is it? Because they didn't do any research. That's the reason why. Don't
put all your money into one crypto coin.
For sure.
And then they go all in, everything. And then it goes down 90%. And they're
mortgage my house.
Yeah. You know what? Play Michael Saylor again. Just for everyone to hear that.
Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There is no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
The way the music stops.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love it.
And the music stops, too.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah. But, like, it is kind of crazy because, like, you're right. I mean, he's like a zealot. But, like, I think he's actually a good dude and stuff. But most of these guys, they go on this huge tirade during the bull market to get money, and then they fucking exit, or like they kind of fuck over their investors and they exit and they sell all the assets. This guy's still holding on to a shit. So it's like, at the very least, this guy's a true believer. But he will have to sell because I've seen some of the, I looked at some of his loans, like he has to sell sometime before 26 and 28.